I need to tell you something that might be uncomfortable. Your business is probably wasting 15 to 20 hours of work that doesn't need to exist at all. Not work that could be done faster or work that could be automated, work that doesn't need to exist at all. And I'm going to show you how to find it. Let's get into it. I'm Arno van Sellen. I'm a future-ready business architect based here in Cape Town. For the last 20 years, I ran hospitality businesses. I was GM in restaurants. I owned my own guest house. I worked in hotels. I co-owned a restaurant as well. And I spent 2 decades drowning in systems that was necessary, but somehow seemed pointless. And restaurants and the hospitality industry is all about systems. Status reports that nobody read, meetings that could have been just an email, processes that existed because that's just how we've always done it. And about 5 months ago, I started studying how businesses are starting to use AI, and I noticed something fascinating. Most businesses are making exactly the same mistake that the factories made about 120 years ago, and I call it the electric belt thinking. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay, so let me take you back to the early 1900s. Factories just got the access to this new incredible invention called electricity. And it was a steam engine situated in the middle of a factory floor, and it had belts driving all the machines around it. And everything ran around the central steam engine with belts and pulleys. It wasn't optimized, it was just the way that the factory floor was designed around this one central steam engine. Once they got electricity and access to power, what did they do? They basically just replaced the steam engine with the electric motor. Still had the belts, still had the pulleys and everything. The factory floor was still designed the exact same way. It's only about 20 years later when they started realizing, but hey, we're not seeing the productivity that we should. It's not as good as what we thought it was going to be. And then someone had the courage to say, well, let's redesign the whole factory floor. Let's use this new technology, this electric motor, and let's build from the ground up, redesign the factory floor completely and build it around the electric motor. When they finally redesigned the factory floor around electricity's potential, the productivity absolutely exploded. They didn't optimize the belt system. They completely eliminated it. And here is how it's relevant to you. Most businesses are doing exactly the same thing with AI. They're using AI as a faster motor for the same old belt-driven systems. Let me give you some examples of what this looks like in real business. And I want you to listen to whether any of these sounds familiar. Example 1 is the monthly report. We know those. The business spends about 8 hours pulling in information from 3 different reports and reconciling it manually, creating charts in Excel, and then writing an executive summary, and then emailing it to the leadership team. We've all been there. Then someone says, hey, let's use ChatGPT to make it faster. And yes, it works. It makes it faster. But that's electric belt thinking. They're using AI like ChatGPT to make the system 10% more efficient. And that's not real gains. Nobody actually questions whether this report needs to exist at all. Do people actually read it? Do you even need the report? What are we really trying to achieve by spending 8 hours creating this report? Example 2 is customer onboarding. The company has a 15-step client onboarding system. Forms, emails, manual data entry, back and forth scheduling. And then someone says, let's use AI to respond to the emails faster. That, again, is electric belt thinking. You're just using AI to speed up the process. No one's asking, how can we make this quicker? If we redesign the onboarding from scratch, what would it look like? Could it be 3 steps instead of 15? Maybe. An example 3, and this one, it's a little bit closer to home. A business owner spends hours every week on status meetings, updating the team, getting updates from them. And then someone says, ooh, let's use AI to generate the meeting agendas. The question should be, do we even need these meetings? Could this be a dashboard, a synchronized update across departments? You see the pattern. We are so focused on making our existing processes faster that we never stop and think, should this process even exist at all? Alright, so here's what I want you to do. I developed something called the electric belt test. It's 4 questions that you can ask about any system, any process, any task in your business. And these questions will expose whether you're dealing with an electric belt, something that exists out of habit and not necessity. Question 1. Are you using AI to make this process faster? that's your first red flag. Because you've already accepted that this task should exist, you're just trying to optimize it now. Question 2. If this task disappears tomorrow, what would you actually lose? And this is important. Not what you think you'll lose, what would you actually lose? Sit down and think about it. If the honest answer is not much or I'm not sure, then it's honestly a electric belt. And then question 3, does this exist because this is just how we've always done it, or is it really necessary? This is your legacy thinking detector. If you assess it honestly and you say to yourself, but this is procedure, this is how we've always done it, or just it's our process, this is our company process, that should start ringing some alarm bells for you. And then the final question is, if you were to design it from scratch today, bearing in mind all AI's capabilities, would you still build it the same? And be honest, think about this objectively. If the answer is no, then you're dealing with an electric belt. Now here's what's powerful about these 4 questions. You don't need to know anything about AI to answer them honestly. They don't require any technical knowledge. They just require absolute honesty about what's necessary and what's just done out of habit. Now look, I need to be completely transparent with you. I don't have a massive client portfolio of 50 clients that I can show you and say, oh, this is the work that I've done. I'm not going to sit here and say I've saved businesses millions of rand, because that would be a lie. But what I do have is 20 years of experience working with systems, trying to optimize them as much as possible and finding the ones that are useless, the ones that are just done out of habit and process. And some places we're just drowning in systems that is completely unnecessary. Reports that I created that no one read, meetings that I sat in, especially in hotels, that absolutely achieved nothing. I was just there to have a free coffee. Processes that existed because that's how hotels do it. And over the last 5 years, I actually moved online and started learning about online concepts, marketing, and all those sort of things. And for the last 3 years, I really delved into AI. And for the last 5 months, I started looking at how AI affects businesses, because a lot of people were very excited about AI when it came out. And then now we're going a little bit down where the excitement is fading because no one is seeing the progress that they expected. And the problem is we are all making the same mistake. We are all using this incredible new technology to make our old processes 10% faster. And it doesn't work that way. We should just question whether those systems should exist at all. So this channel isn't me standing on a mountain of client results saying, oh, follow my proven method. This channel is me sharing a framework that comes from business history, the factory floor redesign, and showing you how to apply it. Because I genuinely believe this is how we should be thinking about AI. You can't plug the brand new technology into broken systems and expect it to just fix it. Fix a system first and then add AI, and then watch how your whole production completely booms. Because I genuinely believe this is how we should be thinking about AI. We shouldn't ask ourselves, how do we automate this task? We should ask ourselves, should this task even exist at all? So here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one system in your business, just one. Could be your reporting process, your client communication, your internal meetings, whatever takes a lot of your time. And then run it through the 4 electric belt questions that I gave you. 1. Are you trying to make it faster with AI? 2. What would you lose, honestly, if this disappeared? 3. Does it exist out of habit or necessity? And 4. If you had to redesign this from scratch, would you build it the same way? I've created a free assessment tool that walks you through the process to do that. And it is called the Electric Belt Assessment. The link is in this description below. It's a simple framework to help you identify where your business is using valuable time on unnecessary work. If you actually want to walk through your business and find these electric belts together, I offer something called the Electric Belt Power Hour. It's 60 minutes. We look at your systems and I guarantee you I'll find at least 3 ways where you're wasting at least 10 hours per week. This link for that is also in the description. But honestly, just taking the assessment this week will open your eyes completely. Because once you start seeing electric belts, when you really start paying attention to having always done it this way versus is this the right way to do it, I think your eyes will open up. You'll start seeing them everywhere. If this video made you think about your business a little bit differently, even just a little bit, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be publishing videos like this 3 times a week, teaching South African business owners about AI not as a tool to make work faster, but as an opportunity to question what work needs to exist at all. That's factory floor redesign thinking. And I think it's the only way to really prepare for you for what's coming. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.